Have you ever been alone? If you have, surely you know of the consequences that circumstance provides. It's times like these men fall into lesser versions of animal. My thoughts, they don't belong to me. They're more so apparitions than creations of my own imagination. I feel as though I'm on another planet. A desolate wasteland with nothing to offer but cold, harsh terrain. One of my favorite authors, Theodore Chomsky, once wrote, "Life is a changing tide. It pulls men to and fro. Some sink under its swells, swallowed by its unrelenting pace. Others embrace the current and become something greater. These are the tides of man, and from these waves you shall be born again."
Hello? I heard you on the radio. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Hello? Leaving Chernogorsk was a hard decision. The man on the walkie-talkie gave me purpose and direction. I gotta admit, it felt nice to be free. The same challenges that would soon appear treacherous to me showed themselves as fresh new obstacles, and I took to the task readily. Despite the radio going silent, I still had hope for finding the man I heard on the other side. When, however, was another story. So I always had my walkie-talkie on me, and powered, hoping that in the midst of all this shrill terrain, somewhere maybe huddled by a fire roasting squirrels, is someone I can call a friend. Just the thought of someone being out there gave me hope. A hope that allowed me to push forward. And that's something you don't come by too often. Days are mostly fine, but the nights were devilishly cold. I got lost in the woods a couple times and thought surely I'd freeze to death, but somehow I didn't. And I always kept pressing forward, telling myself over and over again that the man on the radio, surely he would call tomorrow, or maybe the day after that. My name's Chase Perkins and I'm still alive. I'm still clinging to something greater. Thought maybe I'd found that greater something in a log cabin north of Pogorevka, but all good things come to an end. I spent a few weeks there gathering supplies and keeping warm. Most days I'd survey the nearby area and forage for what I could, but it was a bleak landscape. Thankfully there's a water mill nearby. I'd travel twice a week to keep fresh water in the house and always enjoyed how peaceful it was up there. It made me miss my family. I keep trying to remember Dad's voice and I can't for the life of me, and it hurts. Just as life began simplifying, a tornado arose. The first prospect of humanity was that of violence echoing through a cold night sky. So I gathered my belongings and hastily made my way into the forest. That's when I heard it, calling me from the distance.
This is the code. The code is law. By the code, we move forward together. For the code, we die. By the code, you die. You have heard what you have heard. You either surrender yourself or you sacrifice yourself. This is the code. The code is law. By the code, we move forward together. For the code, we die. By the code, you die.
So I approached, vulnerable, in hopes of salvation, sanctuary, humanity, anything. It was there that I saw what man was capable of. And I felt real fear. Life is a roaring current, screaming past you with every empty gaze, pulling the unworthy under, and watching them lose their will. Me, on the other hand, I sank to the bottom of the ocean and found I had gills. I dove to the dangerous depths and found I was invisible, so I stayed as such, mending myself with the world, becoming a ghost. Sometimes when I close my eyes and leave my mind to it, I can feel my mom's warm arms wrapping around me. My father's in the background doing some carpentry, and I'm happy. And I feel the cold snow under my feet and snap back to reality. Have you ever felt love? Have you ever lost that feeling? Have you ever been alone?
There is freedom within, there is freedom without, trying to catch the deluge in a paper cup.